Hello everybody. Hello. It is Nicole with A-Frayed-Knot and it is Wednesday, which means that's Wood Pack Wednesday. And today we are going to be painting Lady Liberty. She is available. There's not a whole lot of her left because she is available to the VIP club first thing this morning. So if you want to grab her, you can certainly do that. The easiest way for you probably is to comment shop AFK, and that'll take you to the home page of the online shop where you'll see her and the paint pack for June if you are interested in any of that. But I want to ask you a question. Did you see the post from earlier today where I was asking about colors? I had initially intended on painting her with the colors from the, sorry, I'm a little bit, I'm still not feeling 100%. Not sure if you could even tell, but, I'm probably going to be a little bit on the slower side tonight. So just bear with me. I thought about not going live tonight just because for some reason I started to feel better yesterday, and then as today went on, I was kind of like, I don't know what's going on, but anyway, so nevertheless, I am here, but just have patience if I seem a little on the off side because I am. So anyway, initially I was going to paint her with the colors from the June paint pack, which are right here. They are 24K, Firehouse, Cotton, and Liberty Blue. Thought it was very fitting for her. Liberty Blue is the color that I used to paint her originally. And so you can absolutely see her painted like that. But a lot of the responses in the post from earlier today said neutral. So the colors that I had pulled for the neutral side of things, but still kind of keeping with the patriotic vibe, more of like a red, white, and blue, if you will, because honestly, like when I was thinking neutral, I was even thinking just like all browns and taking more of like brown tones and doing them with just like brown earth tones. But then as I was looking at the paint colors, I still like that red, white, and blue look. I don't know. That's just me, especially when it comes to patriotic. You can definitely use earth tones in your patriotic decor. I think there's just a fine balance in the way that you do it. And it works really well when you're like doing a flag for sure, because you can take like a dark brown and a light brown, and especially when you sand them out, and then you can use your lighter brown for like the stars in place of like red and white. So anyway, maybe one day I'll do something like that just to kind of give you guys an idea of what something like that could look like. But for tonight, what I've decided to do, since I've already painted her in like the Liberty Blue, I thought tonight I would go ahead and use these colors that I put in that post, if you got to see that post. And they were Red Barn Vintage Lace, Breezy Blue, and Teepee. So I thought I would kind of figure a way to balance those out and use them with her. Now for her, this is like her crown. So it's going to go like on the back of her head. I'm still going to go ahead and use 24K, which is in the paint pack. That makes this month's paint pack an even more amazing deal than it already was, because 24K is one of the metallics. And the metallics are just a higher price point of a paint, and the paint pack is not raised because of that. So I just wanted to let you guys know that in case you didn't realize that 24K is in that paint pack. So I'm going to go ahead and use that for her crown. Now, when I painted her originally, I didn't have 24K, so the color I used was Gold Nugget. And I very much did like somewhat of the chippy technique on her. I don't know that I'm going to do that tonight though. I don't think I'll do the chippy technique, but I will do that somewhat for like her hair area, and it'll make sense as we start as we start painting her. And I'm going to be using for her hair a little bit of Rusty Bell and I think Pumpkin Spice. I just need to find that color. Just so you know, that's kind of how I'm going to do the colorway on her hair. So let me get the iPad going because I just realized I didn't do that. I wanted to kind of explain a little bit of what we're doing here with our Lady Liberty. And also, as you can see, I have one of my stencils here from Essential Stencil. It is the Star Pattern stencil. I really like this one. Well, what happened with my internet? It says no internet connection. On my original Lady Liberty, I just pulled a stencil that I had that had a star on it, the size that I liked, and it was about this size right here. But I like the variation of stars on this particular stencil, so excuse me, I think we're going to go ahead and go with that. I'm not sure, last time I looked, this stencil was sold out, but you can request a restock, and I wouldn't be surprised if at some point they did restock it. Or maybe it's already been restocked. I'm just not real sure. So it is one of their newer stencils from their patriotic release that they had a while back. But I think that it was sold out. All right. Because I'm telling you, when I tell you, like, these are good, don't wait, they're going to sell out. They probably will. I'm not always right, but yes. No, Kathy, you're 100% right. She is. It has a very much has a patinaed look to her. I'm not going to paint mine like a patinaed look, although that definitely is a fun technique to teach. I'm going to go ahead and just paint her more of kind of like the neutrals and that kind of vibe, just because that's sort of what I'm feeling. Hey Linda, how are you? Oh, awesome, Prudence. Yay. I am so glad that you were able to do that. Thank you. Hey Becky. Hi Barb. Hello Donna and Stephanie. Hey Martha. Well, Barb, I started to feel better yesterday, and I didn't feel terrible earlier today, but as the day's gone on, I don't know. I just feel I don't know, just all in here. So there's that. Not the best, but definitely not as bad as I was over the weekend. All right, so I think what we will do is, it's been a minute since, oh, here it is. I want to use this stain right here, which is it's called Golden Oak, and it's just a water-based bear stain. And I'm going to show you where I'm going to use that at. I have some water here though, because every now and then I just get like a cough. Angie said, traditional is my preferred look. I definitely like the traditional, and that's actually the route that I was going to go. But after I didn't get to, I'll respond later to the comments. I didn't get into the comments today, so I'll definitely be doing that later tonight. But I took a glance at them earlier just to see what everybody was suggesting, and overwhelmingly there was a lot of neutral. So I thought, all right, well, the original one I painted with the Liberty Blue color. So I thought tonight we'll go ahead and do her up in a neutral. Okay, so what I want to do is just stain her head. I'm not going to stain all of her. I don't know. I could change my mind. Let's just see what happens. I'm going to turn her around and stain the back for sure. I just want the back to have a little bit of, just be stained so it appears to be somewhat finished. I'm not doing the chippy look here, except for on her hair. And that's just going to help to give her hair some texture. That's kind of what I'm going for with her hair, is just a bit of texture. Now this is just the back. I don't know how the weather is where you guys are, but it got warm here today. It's only, I think it only got to 91. It's 89 right now, so it's cooling down. That is the nice thing. Here in the evenings, it does cool down, and the mornings are nice and cool. It only got to 91, 90, 91. And I'm telling you, no, I do not. That's not even anything. But I'm not ready. I am not ready for the heat. I feel like I'm not built for that no more. Okay. This is the base for her. This is her base, and I do want to stain the top of it. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with her base, but we'll see. We're just going to kind of take it as it comes, see how I'm feeling about it once we decide to paint it. But I thought I'll just go ahead and get this stained just in case I want it to be stained, you know, once I get to deciding exactly what I'm going to do with this. Okay. And this piece right here, you might not even have to use it. I just went ahead and included this piece right here for a support for the back of her, because the way that she's going to get attached to the base, now you could even, if you wanted to, she goes on the base just like this, okay? And so depending how you're going to attach her, you could attach her with some nails if you wanted to. I'm just going to glue her down. That's all I actually did, even with my original one. I just glued her down. And I was thinking about using my stick fast glue. So this will help to be like a securement on the back to give her something to rest against and more of a brace. But in saying that, you could get away with making a sign out of this if you wanted, and then just attach this to the back and have her kind of freestand and then have a sign. If you wanted to do that, you absolutely could, because that should support her to stand up. I'm going to attach her to the base just so that you can see what that looks like. But I just wanted to kind of throw that out there in case you wanted to make a sign out of that instead of just having her attached to it. Okay, I think that'll work. I just stained it so that it's kind of all consistent along the back since I stained that. So that's exactly why I did that. Okay. All right, let's see. I don't seem to be seeing all the comments. There we go. They're gonna kind of come through here and there once I kind of swipe them out and swipe them back in, I guess. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my glue gun in case I decide I need to use it. Why don't we go ahead right off the bat and we're gonna just paint this and her candle part. So we'll go ahead and get those two painted. I'm thinking really quickly. We're gonna get those painted in the color 24K. Let me see, I've got other bottles opened, so let's go ahead and use those. Oh, there it is. I'm looking for my pumpkin spice. So I'm going to use a mixture of Rusty Bell and pumpkin spice for her hair. You know what would be really pretty? I just thought about this right now as I was kind of thinking about the patina on the actual Statue of Liberty. It would be cute to do her in more neutrals and have like her face and head and maybe even like her dress partially patinaed, and then this part right here where I paint it, I typically paint this in a blue to stick with kind of like that red, white, or blue theme, and doing that in more of like a sanded out brown, and then the stars in like a really light brown. That would be really cute too if you wanted to go with the patinaed look. I think that would complement the patina nicely and still kind of stay in that neutral, but still give you that Americana type feel. It doesn't, when you're thinking like of patriotic decor, I think a lot of us like that traditional red, white, and blue, but you can still use your decor and lean it more towards a patriotic and use neutral colors like in the browns and taupes and tan colors. You can very much still get away with doing that and have it look patriotic without it being just completely red, white, and blue. You can definitely do that. I think that would be very cute. Okay, so this is 24K that I'm painting on her crown. So this is going to be her crown right here. And then the torch I'm also going to do in the 24K color. Don't let 24K fool you. If you've ever used it, because it fools me every time. Every time I use it, I start to paint it, I'm like, it looks like it's going on really light, like I'm gonna need to add another color, but when it dries, it looks really good. It gives you just that perfect little bit of metallic. It's not over the top, it's just, I just like it. So I think her crown is gonna look really good in the metallic, in the 24K, and the torch part also. Oh, you know what? I did not, I didn't stain the back of this. Just realized that. Okay. Hey, Crafty Hawk Mom, how are ya? Hey, Erin, what brand of stain is that? Erin, this is called, it's a Bear. It's by Bear, and it's the water-based one that they have, and the color is Golden Oak. I like that one. I need to quit using it because I have an end table that I'm going to be refinishing. Always something comes up. Lately, the last thing that came up was this illness. So anyway, as soon as I get the opportunity, I wanted to refinish the table and use this color for the top of it. I have this end table that is the same brand as the coffee table that I just got. It's vintage and I love it. My original one that I had, my aunt gave me years ago. And when I was on the hunt for a new coffee table, I found the one that I have now, and it's so cool. I love it. I didn't have to refinish it either. It was already refinished, and I liked it. I liked the way the girl did a really good job. And the top of it, so have you guys seen coffee tables where you can lift the top off and like up and use it as like a desk or a table to eat at, or you know what I mean? Have you guys seen those? This one does that, and it blew me away because it is a vintage piece, but I didn't know that this brand made them like that back then. I was excited. I didn't even question the price that she was asking. It felt very fair to me, so I just looked at it. It all seemed to be in good order. She did a great job refinishing it, so I just said, I'll take it. That's it. And many people don't do that anymore when you're buying stuff off of Facebook Marketplace. Or it just doesn't seem like it anyways. So anyhow, that's kind of why I got that stain. But I keep using it on other things because I do kind of like it. It's a good color. So you can see the color of it right here. I do like the color. It's good. I love, don't get me wrong, because I still do love my dark walnut from Minwax, but it's really dark. If you've ever used it, it is really dark. And this is kind of like a nice balance of a dark, but not too dark. So, and then there it is on the pine board right there. Okay, so next up, what we're going to do is decide what I want to do here. Now, here's what I am thinking. I'm going to go ahead and take our vintage lace, but actually, I think what we'll do is we're going to take TP. We're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to use TP down here, and if I don't like it, I could always, you know, put vintage lace over it, but we're going to go ahead and use TP. And I am contemplating doing some sort of stripes down here. On my original one, I just left this plain, but I'm contemplating doing some sort of stripe down here, just so you know, so you can kind of follow along with me. As we go, I could change my mind, but we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. Oh, Barb said it was 90 there today, last you checked, and it was so humid. It would fog up when you would walk outside? That's crazy. It feels humid here too. I was thinking it was just me because, Angie, are you still on here? Does it feel humid to you too? I don't know that I've seen my mom, otherwise I'd ask her, but, Erin, does it feel humid to you? I'm trying to ask everybody that I remember seeing on here that is from Southern California. I was thinking it was just me because I'm not feeling well, because I kind of go through feeling warm. But it is warm today, so I don't feel like I have a fever. I just feel like it's hot and humid here. Barb, nothing like what it is there. I can guarantee you that. It just is odd for this time of year, you know? But that's horrible. That is very humid for it to fog up your glasses. That's wild. Oh, Ellen said in Wisconsin, the humidity was high and was pretty warm, but huge storm came through. Oh, that's nice. I wish we could get a huge storm come through. There's not a cloud in sight. Not even a speck, I don't think. Wanted to double check because the other day it was a little bit cloudy. Thought it was going to rain. All right, so what I'm doing right here is I'm just connecting where it kind of dips in right there, and it kind of curves around and dips in there. I'm doing a little curve from there, watch, just like this, just a little downward curve, and then swooping back up to right here. Just so it gives it kind of a little draped look right down there. I'm not just going like straight across. I'm just doing a little drop and swoop around just like that. That kind of reminds me of Florida humidity. Or even Alabama. The time I was in Alabama, it was pretty humid there too. I remember opening the door. I was right on the beach. It was so cool. And the room I was staying in, I remember opening the door on the balcony to listen to the ocean. And that's how close I was. And I thought to myself, it would be so cool to just leave the door open and fall asleep, you know, to hearing the ocean. Thank goodness that that didn't happen, because I left the door open for not even 5 minutes, and there was a mirror on the wall by, I mean, it was just a hotel room, so it wasn't that big. So there was a mirror on the wall. And I started to notice the mirror's fogging over, like as if you took a really, really hot shower. I'm thinking, what in the world? Even in the bathroom, the mirror was sort of fogging over. And then I realized it's because the door was open and it was so humid outside. That was wild to me. That was wild. Okay, that's the color teepee. That's the color I went with in that the little bundle that I showed on that post. It was teepee, breezy blue, vintage lace, and red barn. Those are the 4 that I kind of paired together for sort of like a patriotic vintage look. Donna said very hot and humid, and they have severe thunderstorm warnings again. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see here. So I'm gonna leave that now. Erin said it's a little humid. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. It's not terrible, but you don't feel good. It's just annoying. You know what I mean? Got out of the shower, walked outside, and it was dripping wet. Yes, that's exactly how it was when I was in Alabama and Florida. Forget about it. It was just like the air was so thick and just like suffocating. But they were on a hurricane watch that last time I was in Alabama. I mean, in Florida in 2024. Well, in 2024, that's not the last time I was there, but they were on a hurricane, whatever they call it, and it downgraded to a tropical storm. But nevertheless, it was bad weather and very, very humid. So humid that the outside of the windows, it wasn't even raining anymore, but the moisture, the condensation was just running down the windows like it was raining. Crazy. Okay. I'm going to take the breezy blue color. I'm not going to open that one though, because I have this whole huge one right here. And I'm going to use the breezy blue for her gown part right here. I'm going to go with breezy blue. All right, let's see. I'm just trying to think, like, this part of the torch, what color I want to do that in. I might actually do that in Crazy Crow. So there's a few colors here outside of, oh, that's midnight. Let's see. Do I have a Crazy Crow? Yep, here's Crazy Crow. We'll do that in Crazy Crow. Okay, so all I'm doing right now is just kind of getting the sides painted. I didn't pick the best brush to do this, but it just because it kind of fanned out at the bottom from leaving it set in the water too long. It's not bad to paint the flat part of the surface, but trying to paint the The sides, when they're curved, is a little challenging. So what we're gonna do is just take our breezy blue and kind of meet it up right there with the teepee line. Hi, Diane. 88, but not humid. A ton of tree pollen. Oh man, and grass pollen. Oh, I bet allergies are just not fun. Okay, those look good together. I like that. That looks good. Oh boy. Okay. Let's take the Crazy Crow and paint out that little section right there, just so it's done. And if I don't end up really liking the way that it looks, I can always just paint over it. Okay. All right, so we'll go ahead and start to work on her face and her hair. And her hair is going to be a mixture of the Rusty Bell and the pumpkin spice. And I think for that, I need to, okay, where is that? Here it is. I've got this brush right here. You guys have probably seen me use it. It's just like a chip brush the way the bristles are, but it's not even as wide as a chip brush at all. And you know what? I know I ordered some. I'm gonna have to find the box, because now that I think about it, I did order a box of them. I just don't know where I put it. That had a variety of sizes of chip brush, because I do like this one, but we should be fine using just that one tonight. What I think I want to do is take my, I'm trying to debate if I want to use vintage lace and a dab of peach tea. Let's see what that looks like for her face. And then just like very, very light dab of peach tea. so what we're gonna do is take a brush. I'll take this brush right here and just get a little bit of peach tea and mix it into the vintage lace. I just want to barely change the color to give it a bit of a fleshy look. I could have done that with the angel also. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is all right, that's all I want to do. And then this is pretty good right in here, because then we can build her hair out kind of around that. That almost doesn't look bad if you wanted to leave her hair that way, but we're gonna take the paint colors and work with them a little bit. And so I went ahead and just added a little bit on the bottom here for like the side, because her hair, it's almost like her hair kind of folds down like this, and then a little bit down there on that side also. Oh my goodness, Diane said their heat index was 109 today. Sheesh. Okay, I think that's good as far as her coloring on her face goes. We're gonna get that dried. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the wax. Let's dry this first. Now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the wax and I'm just going to add it where the stain is at. Do flies just have a goal of being annoying? Because this fly is just like bzz, 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 all over it. I'm like, just leave me alone. My goodness. Okay. I got the zapper on, so hopefully we'll hear a zap in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna pull my hair back a little bit because I'm really getting hot now. Okay, so I've got my Rusty Bell, and now I'm gonna put some pumpkin spice. And then I'm gonna get a paper towel just because I might want to sort of offload some of the Rusty Bell. We'll see. And I could be kind of just going back and forth from Rusty Bell to pumpkin spice because I want to get kind of a layered sort of streak, almost highlight look. And you'll see what I mean once I get this going. So we're going to start with Rusty Bell. Okay, so you can kind of see what it's starting to shape up like with her hair here. I feel like I want to come down a little bit lower. All right, so it is still very much wet, the Rusty Bell. Okay, very much wet. So I'm just going to kind of dab off this Rusty Bell and dip into the pumpkin spice. And then all I'm doing is just brushing it in. It's a very brush strokey looking, but that's what I want. Oops, got in the wrong color. And I'm even going to go here on the sides. So you can kind of see what that looks like. It's a little more red in sections than in others, and I'm okay with that because, I mean, think about like when, well, I don't know if you get your hair highlighted, but I've always had different kind of highlights put in my hair and whatever they choose to call it. You know, now they call it a balayage, but it still is a form of highlights. They're just all kind of random. So that's the look that I'm going for with hers. And it's kind of layered right now, but we're going to go in there with some sandpaper and play around with that a little bit once it dries. So I think what we'll do while that's drying is we're going to sand her dress and the top part and the bottom part of it. I'm still trying to decide if I want to put a stripe on here or not. I kind of do, but let's sand it first and see what it looks like, and then we'll go from there. A fresh piece of sandpaper. All right, let's see. I wish that it would, I wish that it would stop messing with the comments because they stop after a while. I just don't see them. The paint color. Jennifer, I know you asked, what is the paint color called again? Which one? I'm so sorry because the comments have stopped. I'll tell you what I've used so far. Maybe that's, so this down here is Teepee. This is Breezy Blue. Her face was a combination of vintage lace and a very small amount of peach tea. Her hair is a combination of Rusty Bell and Pumpkin Spice. The crown and the torch were both 24K, and then this right here is just a little bit of Crazy Crow. If that's not what it was at all, just let me know. I have no problem letting you know. Okay. So we're just going to just give it a sand all over. I just laid my arm down in her hair. Okay, I just want to scratch that up a bit, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. Okay, there's what she's looking like so far. All right, now the paint color that I have here for, oh, you're welcome, Jennifer. Okay, let's see. I've got Red Barn out here. And I'm contemplating doing a stripe. Let's see. I'm not completely sold on a stripe, but let's see here. If I just do like a real dry brushed rough looking stripe with the the brush that I used for her hair. Really rough. I like that, just extremely light. And then I think, because it's a little heavier than I wanted it like here and here, I'll just sand that out a little bit. Just a very little light sanding, but I like that. And then we're gonna take our stencil. Since this stencil is not necessarily big enough, I could make it work. I just think it would be much easier to use the big one. Now, do you guys think I should do the star in vintage lace or teepee? Teepee is the color I did down here. What do you guys think? Vintage lace or teepee for the star? Now, what I'm gonna do is take my stencil and just lay it on top here. Just like this. Much easier. And then I can just stencil just like that. Much easier. And I'm using the variety because I think that'll be very cute. So what do you guys think? Do you think we should go with the teepee color or vintage lace? Thank you, Linda. Thank you. Thanks, Mom. Teepee or vintage lace for the star? My mom said vintage lace. Linda said teepee. Y'all are split. Let's see if one more comes in. Let's see what one more person might say. Let's see. Otherwise I'll have to just do like pick because I like them both. I think they're both would look cute. Something got in my eye. I don't know what it was. Let's see. Okay. Laura, I actually thought about that. I did, but I wasn't sure just because I got the crown and the torch already in. But I did think about that. Kathy said vintage lace. So it split it helped me split that decision. So we'll go with vintage lace. But I did give some thought right quick to the 24K. All right, let's see here. I'm gonna go with this brush. And we do want to be able to offload our paint. So just always remember when you're stenciling that offloading is, oh, Janice said vintage lace also. Offloading is going to be key. You want to have practically a dry brush. All right, I like the placement that I've got going right here, so. And I want them to be real light. I don't want these to be super heavy. And I'm just going very light-handed. I'm even doing just a bit of a swirl action here. And I'm not pushing real hard. I am going real light-handed. Just kind of giving it a look every now and then just to make sure it looks okay. I'll probably put a small one right there. Let's lift it and see. Yeah, let's put a small one just right in this area here. Just to kind of fill that in a little. That's perfect. I love that. That looks really good. And with the sizing of stars as well, looks really good. Okay, sometimes I will say this, with kind of the look that I've gone with here and giving it a good distressing sand and whatnot, with my stars, sometimes I will go back over them and sand them out. I'll actually do it so you can kind of see that. I just want to make sure they're completely dry because I don't want no smearing going on. But this could help also, like if you ever notice you have any bleed through and you've kind of got a distressed look going on, if you go back over them and just kind of sand them out, they will blend in even more, because the key that I want is just for it to sort of all blend in together. I don't want it to just look like a stenciled star on there, you know what I mean? So to come back through and sand them out a little bit, just adds a little bit of character to it, makes them look it just makes them really look a lot better on the piece because they blend in with it a little bit better. I won't sand too much because the paint is already not super thick, so I don't want to sand it off, but I do want to kind of give it that rough look, and then it just kind of almost like, I keep saying blends in with the blue, but it just kind of all flows together a little bit more naturally. And then we're just kind of lightening this up a little because I went a little heavy-handed on part of the stripes. But I like that. I think that that's actually really cute. All right, let's see here. Now, what we're going to do, let's see if this is dry. This is actually dry. So I'm going to get a drink of water first. Oh, thanks, Mom. Thank you, Ellen. Hey, Karen. No worries. Yes, I went with the neutrals. So we're actually using that neutral color palette from the post earlier to paint this one. I'll show them to you side by side when we're all done so you can see like the original version and this version because they're a bit different. I mean, I'll tell you this, the way that I am painting her, if you wanted to paint, if you get one and you want to paint her the same techniques and the style that I'm using, you could, and just switch out colors. So in saying that, when I show you the original version, if you wanted to use those colors, you absolutely could. So the same techniques that I'm using to paint her are the same ones that I used in the original one, meaning the way that I'm painting the hair and I painted the torch and her dress, the way I painted it out, I did it all the same way. I'm just using different colors. So you can kind of keep that in mind. If you want to paint yours to look like this, just switch out the colors. That's all you really have to do. Okay, so what we're going to do next is take our sandpaper. Now, I like to fold mine over so that I'm kind of using this edge right here. And I'm just going to come in and lightly following kind of the way her hair drapes. I'm following that drape and that swoop, okay? So when I'm sanding this out, that's what I'm doing, is I'm just kind of coming in and doing like a scrape and a sand so that you can see, you see what that looks like. So I'm just following this right here and then just doing like kind of like a few lines of that type of sanding just to get that scraped look and bring that almost layered look to her hair here. And then the same on this side. Now the reason I've got a lighter color going on through there is because of the way that I painted her face. I brought her face up too high and then painted her hair over it, so it's showing me some of that lighter peach flesh color, but it doesn't look bad. I was actually hoping that I could get down to the, let me see. Well, I didn't put wax down there, that's the only thing. I'm trying to figure out a way to fix that because I don't like that. You know what? Let's take a little bit of the fudge sickle. See what happens with fudge sickle. All right, and then I'm going to come in with a little bit of the pumpkin spice. Oh, I like that. I like the way that, whoops, that kind of covered it up. I didn't really like seeing that peach color coming through. That looks good. I really am pleased with the way that came out. Yeah, that looks good. All right. So I just added a little bit of fudge sickle over the top where the face was kind of coming through the hair. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is take my, oh, where is it? We're gonna take the Looking for my little eyeshadow palette that I like to use as blush because we're going to give her some cheeks. I just added her some cheeks, and they kind of cut into like her hairline and just sort of come out, as you can see. So you can't really see it in her hair. So if her hair was lighter, then you would kind of see it on there, but you really don't because her hair is dark. So it almost looks like it falls right into her face there with her little cheeks. Okay, so I think she's looking really good. Let's go ahead and, what do I want to do to the top here? I think I want to leave the base just stained. So what I think I'll do to kind of accentuate this blue a little bit more is we'll go ahead and paint out the sides of this in Breezy Blue. And then we'll stencil some stars just around the sides. Okay, let's try these. I even sanded the stained part just a little bit. And then I think what we will do is use I'll go ahead and use this smaller star. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do 5, I think. Okay. And we'll go ahead and do Vintage Lace since that's the color we used on the dress. Let's do it like this. We're going to do one on each end. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . one on each end. One in the middle, just kind of eyeball in the middle. And then we actually could leave it at 3, but we'll do one in the middle of these. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing here. We will do one on each end. And then the middle. I won't be able to do one in the middle of those just because this side is so small. And I think it'll look funny. So that's good. So we've got 4, 5, and then 3. So we'll do there. And then we'll do right here. So I got one on each end, and then I just kind of go to the middle. And then go to the middle of each of those. Okay. So there's that, that, and that. Hey, May. Oh, Angie, I think you're right. That would be very cute. Hey, Rosemary, how are you? All right, let's see here. Okay. So now we are going to put her together. And this piece is going to go back here just to kind of brace her a bit, give her some more support. Oh, I kept thinking, why doesn't she look right? She just looks like she's missing something. Her crown. She's missing her crown. I'm going to say on the edges of her crown. Do is take some of the distressed oxide and just kind of grunge her up a little bit. We could do that. Yeah, I kept looking at her as I was thinking, you know, of putting her together, and I'm like, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's just not looking right. Looks like she's missing something, her crown. All right, let's see here. Oh, pretty. Yes, that really just kind of makes her pop. Okay, now she's looking better. Yeah, at first I was like, what in the world's happening here? She doesn't look right. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit of this Stick Fast and just kind of put it all over the back of her head here. And then let me see if I can do this so you can at least see it a little bit. Oops. And then I'm just giving it a little bit of pressure. It doesn't take long for this stuff to set up. Okay. So pretty. I'd normally like to give it a little clamp, but it should be okay. Okay. And then I'm going to take a little bit of raffia. Let me see where my raffia is. It's been a little while. It's been a little minute. Here it is. I'm going to take a couple strands of it. And then a little bit of jute rope. Maybe just a little longer than the raffia. And then we're just going to kind of even it out. And I'll tie just a little bow off to the side here. Now I could leave it that long. I kind of like it that long. I'm not going to cut it just yet. We'll see. Okay. So I think I'll start by putting the Stick Fast on the back right here. You see I did not stain this part of this block or that or the bottom part. So I'm going to put this part against the back of her. Now I haven't attached anything to this yet. I'm only using the base of the project just so it'll be level. So everything is kind of flush to this base right now, and then we'll attach it all to the base. even though the glue kind of seeped through. That's okay. We're going to wiggle it off. Wiggle it off. Okay, so right now, everything is flush right here. She's not going to stand on her own, because if you want her to stand on her own without this base, you want to lean her back a little bit more. I didn't lean her back quite enough. If I would have leaned her back into this block a little bit more, then she'd stand on her own. But right now, she's leaning forward too much. And I'm okay with that, because I'm attaching all of this to this base. Okay. So this is all flush. That's my whole goal right now, is just to get the block flush to the back. And then we're going to glue this to our base. Now, I'm going to. I'm just going to show you this process. You might not have a nail gun, and that's fine. But we're going to go ahead and just show you the process with the nail gun. Yeah, this is plenty long enough. So I think with my tools, I want to say if you comment the word tool, it'll send you a link where you can look at my Ryobi nail gun and the Ryobi tools that I have. I don't know about now, but this nail gun, if I remember correctly, was on a pretty good sale for a while, if you were interested in checking these out. All right, let's see here. So what I want to do is, you see how it's kind of tilted down? I'm going to stand up. What I like to do sometimes to get these evened up. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, so I just put a block on the end of her head so that she's even all the way across, so that I could put a nail going from the body into my board here, and then we'll attach her to this and then nail the back side of that as well. I'm just going to put one on each side. There we go. That's good. And then what we'll do here is, which side do I like better? That'll look pretty good, actually. We're going to go with this side. So we're going to attach her just like this. Okay, so this is flush. So all we've done is kind of extend out her base, and then we'll attach her to this base. It just gives her a little more, sturdiness on her base. Or like I said, you can even stand her just like this. You don't have to put her on the base, and you can use the base to make a cute little sign if you wanted to, and then set them kind of side by side. That would be very cute, actually. But I told you I would show you how to attach her. That's the whole point here with this project, is so you can see how to attach her. Now you can use wood glue. I have gotten kind of hooked on this stick fast stuff. I feel like it's just as good as the wood glue, if not better, because it sets up a lot faster. I'm all about just eyeballing it. That's all we're doing here, is just eyeballing this right onto our base. I'm going to give it just a little bit of pressure so that it sets up onto our base here, and then I'm going to flip it over and just attach it with some of these nails here. Oh, thank you, Mary. Thanks, Ellen. Thank you, Darlene and Maria. Thanks, Mom. I really, really like the way she turned out also. I'm so glad that I decided to ask y'all about the neutrals and that we went with it, because it still is like a red, white, and blue vibe, even though it's not necessarily like the traditional colors. And then adding the stripes to her dress. So she's very sturdy, and we're going to go ahead and just attach her You know what I want to see? I want to make sure this nail is long enough because this is an inch thick block right here. Oh yeah, that's good. Barely, but it's good. It will serve the purpose. Let's see here. And then I'll do one from the underside as well. Alrighty. She is nice and secure. There she is. She's looking really fabulous. She is looking very fabulous. And like I told you, I would show you side by side the original Liberty. Give me a second. I'm just kind of making some space here. These girls are big. So, all right, here's the original. And there is tonight's version. So there's tonight. And here's the original. Do tell if you had to pick, which one would you pick? Original or neutral? Let's stick with the wording. Traditional or more of the neutrals? You'll have to let me know which one you are enjoying. And they are actually, I don't know why, maybe it's because they're not side by side. They are the exact same size, but for some reason she's seeming a little more statuesque. I don't know why, but they're the exact same size. So, anywho, maybe it's because I have her facing forward a little bit more. You guys will have to let me know. I know there's a bit of a lag in the comments. Thank you, Erin. You're welcome, Linda. Good. I'm glad you all like them. So again, the way that I painted her tonight is the exact same way that I painted this one. It's just the colorway is different, and I added stripes. That's all. She doesn't have stripes on the bottom of her dress. This right here, I did in the same color as the dress, and this over here I did in Crazy Crow. But other than that, I mean, the same technique I used in painting this out as I did with that. All right, just kind of wanted to let you guys know that. You can definitely see a difference in the hair color, but that's just because I added some fudgesicle into her hair over here. But it's just a matter of layering your paint colors. That's all it is. It's just layering up your paint colors for her hair and then just sanding it out. So Gail said neutral. If you put her the long way on the board, you could put a candle the long way. Huh. Oh, I don't know if she would. I think she might be too wide to go that way. But yeah, you're right. You definitely could. You could even, if you wanted to put some sort of tea light in front of her, you could scoot her back a little bit and probably fit one right here. But yeah, that's a good idea. So, all right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate that. She was a lot of fun to paint. I love the colors also, so I'm glad you guys enjoyed that. I'll definitely do a this or that post with her, so you can look for that and let me know your thoughts. So anyway, that is it. Thank you so much for hanging out. We'll see what the rest of the week brings. That's all I'm going to say. We'll see what the rest of the week brings. Tomorrow is woodworking day, and Barb will be finishing up a project with the woodworkers, but I'm excited to see it. I didn't really get to watch Saturday because I was down for the count. So I definitely need to get caught up. It's one project I definitely want to try to get finished up. So you guys enjoy the rest of your night, and thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.